Hello, it's time for ROFC 17B. I need to find a better way to introduce my videos. Well, I don't have any new fan art, but TCC17 posted in the hashtag memes section of the ROFC Discord something too amazing for me not to show. Here it is. Well, Mr. Watson, we have your lab results back, and well, you've got norovirus, hepatitis, tendinitis, syphilitis, and salmonella, sickle cell, a rash we don't know what it is, and toxoplasma, super asthma, better go call Make-A-Wish. You haven't got much longer, I haven't finished half my list. Your brain's arthritic, blood's acidic, whole trickles pickle juice. Your pancreas is gangrenous. By God, please never reproduce. You're seizure prone and every bone inside your body's cancerous. Your joints go backwards and I lack words to explain how bad this is. Your taint's inflamed, your anus sprained, your every vein is clogged with plaque, your spine's a wreck, your throat's infected from your neck down to your crack, and all your poop is filled with lupus, all your poop is out of whack. Your heart's diseased and full of bees, a single breeze could end your measly life, and also measles, weevils, fecal beetles, fetal alcoholic syndrome, chronic symptoms common to medieval people. Your nose is blown, your back is thrown, your cells have unknown chromosomes, and kidney stones, and lots of Crohn's, and toenail cheese, and public pubic fleas, and leaking knees, and athlete's feet, and trucker's bot, one twisted knot. Your liver sucks, with any luck you'll kick the bucket soon enough. Also, you're deaf. Also, I'm pretty sure some drastic changes happened to the Team Flare counts. Let's see what happened. As you can see, with SamerGamer's disappearance, Object Show Author has taken the lead. It seems Object Show Author gains 4 supporters, AlienDude321 gained 2 supporters, and Anonymous and Ed King gained no supporters. Now it's time to get to the actual results. Last time, voters voted on the prompt, suppose we just found extraterrestrial life. If you could ask it one question, what would you ask? In this wonderfully lazy reuse of animation, 67 voters cast 529 votes. Each response got 66 to 67 votes, with an average of 66.125 votes per response. First of all, I'm changing the format. Now, I'll be looking at everyone's first responses, which may or may not be their best responses, and then I'll reveal their second responses and change scores accordingly if the second responses are better than the first responses. As always, we'll start with our leader, Ed King. He said in his first response, "Why haven't you made an effort to find us before?" Pretty simple response, although this response seems to assume that the alien life is intelligent. It's not a bad assumption to make. I didn't say the extraterrestrial life was intelligent, but I guess if you can speak to it, that kind of implies the life is intelligent. Anyway, let's see what the voters think. .682, not a bad score, but notice the massive range I've included on the average scale. That can indicate something about the responses to come. By the way, points are multiplied by 7 now. Next up, AlienDude321. He said, "How long have your brethren been stalking us for?" Nice use of vocabulary there, Alien. Also, I think your username is pretty appropriate for this prompt, wouldn't you say? By the way, the guaranteed save requirement is so ludicrously high because of the format change I mentioned earlier. It isn't confirmed yet that 5.682 is Ed King's final score. His second response could be better. Anyway, let's hear what the voters thought. Ooh, 5.167. This polarizing response may or may not be good for you, Alien. We'll just have to hope you can redeem yourself with your second response. Anonymous is next. He said in his first response, "Can you please take me with you? My world's crazy." Well, it seems we've gone from AlienDude321's formal response to Anonymous' informal response. Also, it's painfully true that our world is crazy. I mean, what are the odds that our planet would manage to sustain life for around 3 billion years? Really small, to say the least. Although we may be overworking the planet to the point where it will become uninhabitable. Oh wait, I need to stop predicting the apocalypse and start viewing the votes. Congratulations, Anonymous! You successfully garnered votes so polarizing that it broke my visual. Anyway, it seems informality with extraterrestrial life works a lot better than formality, as aliens and anonymous responses show. As you can see, Object Show Offer has absolutely no guarantee of safety. I mean, it's impossible to score more than 10. Anyway, Object Show Offer's first response is it possible that we can live on your planet? That response basically translates to colonization. Do the aliens like colonization? I doubt it. I feel like humanity is starting to become imperialist towards other species. Darn speciesist humans. Let's see what the voters have to say about this. You obviously aren't safe, but 5.97 seems to be a pretty solid score. However, you're still in last place. But we still have second responses to go through, so it isn't over yet. Now it's time to start looking at contestants' second responses. We'll see whether or not they improve on their first responses. Ed King said in his second response, "May we work together in peace to expand horizons?" That's a pretty hopeful response right there, and I'm hopeful that the voters approve of this friendly diplomacy toward the extraterrestrials. Whoa, this is incredible! Your response received absolutely no zeros from voters. Perhaps the voters approve of forming alliances with extraterrestrials to better both species. Mutualism has guaranteed you a spot in the final 3, Ed King. Anonymous is next because he is in second place at the moment. His second response was, "Do you know about where I'm from and where it is?" Well, that's a good question to ask. It would behoove the aliens to know where their unexpected visitor comes from for research purposes. I mean, wouldn't we do the same here on Earth if an extraterrestrial visited our planet? Let's see what the voters think. Oh dear. This is bad. It seems the voters don't approve of this. They might believe the intelligent extraterrestrials will already know they've encountered an Earthling. But then again, what if they had no idea of Earth's existence? I don't fully understand this rating, but if the voters have spoken, sorry Anonymous, at least your other response got good ratings. Alien Dude 321's second response, "Would you like to make a peace treaty, please?" is actually our second to last response. Notice how Alien Dude 321 is nervous. Not only is he nervous that the extraterrestrials are hostile, justifying his need to pacify the extraterrestrials in advance, but he's also nervous that he might be eliminated. Only one response remains after his, and he needs a 6.356 to be guaranteed a spot in the final 3. Let's see what happens. Well, you improved your past response by 0.491 points, and somehow managed to make it even more polarizing, but that's not enough to pass Anonymous. Congratulations, Anonymous, you're guaranteed a spot in the final 3 with Ed King, but will Alien Dude 321 or Object Show Author join you in the final 3? We have just one response left to show. It is Object Show Author's second response. Can our scientists research your planet for info? A fine request, but once again, it sounds a bit too imperialist. But what we are concerned about right now is that you need a 6.619 or higher to overtake Alien Dude 321 and join Ed King and Anonymous in the final 3. Fail to do that and you're eliminated. Let's see what happens. It may have been by the skin of your teeth, but you've done it. You've earned the final spot in the final 3 Object Show Author. However, that means... Alien Dude 321. You started off pretty well with a 5.2 in ROFC 1, which put you in 10th out of 30. You then continued to do well with a 6.111 in ROFC 2, which was 6th. a 4.625 in ROFC 3, which was 8th, and a 5.727 in ROFC 4, which was 3rd. You then stumbled a little with a 4.786, which was 12th out of 20 in ROFC 5. However, you came back somewhat with a 4.951 in ROFC 6, which was 8th, a 5.794 in ROFC 7, which was 3rd, and a 5.286 in ROFC 8, which was 8th. And then your dominance began. You got a 7.229 in ROFC 9, which was the highest pre-prize score in any ROFC episode until ROFC 15. You then won ROFC 10 with a 6th flat. A 6.435 in ROFC 11 may seem impressive, but it was actually only 5th out of 12 because new threats were on the rise. This was accentuated with a 3rd out of 10 finish in ROFC 12 despite a 6.109. And then you began your descent, with 3 consecutive third-to-last place finishes, 4.976 in ROFC 13, 4.644 in ROFC 14, and 5.544 in ROFC 15. You were briefly relieved in ROFC 16 with a 5.75, which was 3rd out of 6, but a 5.657 in this episode turned out to be in last place by a significant margin, and it caused you to be eliminated a mere 125 points behind Object Show Author. Goodbye, Alien Dude 321. You will be missed by your fans, Ayumi Bros, Annie the Jumper, BFDI Fan 16, Inferno the Burning Ninja, Just a 12 Book, Purple Gaze, and Alex Flyin 0511. It's time to update the ROFC simulation again. As you can see, Object Show Author managed to avoid a 60.04% chance of elimination this episode. Notice how that Ed King has a 1.76% chance of being eliminated in ROFC 18B and an enormous 72.49% chance of winning ROFC. However, we'll still keep doing ROFC because it isn't over until the voters have spoken. There's still a 27.51% chance that Ed King won't win. Object Show Author, you may be in last, but you still have a 9.75% chance. Alright, it's time for some stats. Notice how both AlienDude321 and SamerGamer, who were the 2 contestants with the best average ranks after ROFC 16, are no longer here after ROFC 17. As a result, this competition in average ranks is now pretty close, although Ed King is clearly pulling ahead of Anonymous and Object Show Author. And now normalized ranks. Ed King was dominant even in ROFC 16, and with his victory in ROFC 17, he's now even further ahead of Anonymous and Object Show Author. For the remaining 3 of you, it's time for ROFC 18. You 3 are now in the top 10% of ROFC. The 18th prompt is, should I do anything special for the ROFC finale? If so, what should I do? Remember that everyone gets to submit 3 responses and only the best one will count. I'm making everyone submit 3 responses because only 3 ROFCers remain. Send in your responses by March 25th, 2018 using the form in the description. I'll see you all in ROFC 18A.